What's good, y'all? So really quick, I wanted to touch on a subject that caught my attention a couple weeks ago, maybe even a month ago on Twitter. And ever since I saw it, it kind of stuck with me. It resonated with me because it's just every day that you double down on your journey, it makes a lot more sense and it becomes a lot more relatable, right? But the topic is the financial journey is a spiritual journey, right? And I was talking to one of my coworkers that is always talking about investing into the stock market, always talking about dividend paying stocks, always talking about just investing into index stocks, just companies that are going to pay you back for you investing into them. And that makes plenty of sense to me, right? That's been making plenty of sense to me because I've been investing into the stock market. I've been trying to find ways to outpace inflation and make my money work for me while I put in the time to make money, right? Because the end goal is to work for your money, but then to also have your money work for you, right? So ever since I started going down the Bitcoin rabbit hole and learning what is money, what is the history of money, why is our money broken, what makes a good money, what makes a money hard, what makes a money soft, and it all comes down to how easily manipulated is the money supply. Is there a limited amount? Is there a finite amount? Or is there an infinite supply of money that can come into the system? And that's one of the characteristics that makes a money a hard money. When there's a finite amount, when you can't manipulate it, when you cannot control it, when you cannot continue printing more of it, you can't manipulate what happens to people's jobs, their well-beings, the prices of gas, the prices of rent, food, everything that we use for our day-to-day lives, right? So it hits hard when you really sit down and you take accountability for all your financial decisions, whether that's financial responsibility or financial irresponsibility. And for me, a long time, my journey was financial irresponsibility. It was delaying paying off debts. It was spending more than I was making because I could do that, because my bank allowed me to do that, even though it wasn't the responsible thing to do. And when I got into going down the Bitcoin rabbit hole, it made me take my finances a lot more serious because of asking the initial question, what is money? Right? And I want to keep the topic around accountability, but also around the financial journey being a spiritual journey. Because at the end of the day, one of your coworkers, myself, somebody in your family, a close friend could tell you, hey, go research Bitcoin, go learn about money, go learn about investing, go learn why we need to outpace inflation, learn the difference between hard money and soft money. But until you yourself, you sit down and you really just take full accountability and you take full responsibility and you start to do the knowledge yourself, meaning you take everything that people are saying to you with a grain of salt, but you don't trust it completely. You go verify it. You go buy the books. You sit down and you listen to the podcast. You sit down and you read hours worth of articles or books or whatever it may be, so you can get the information for yourself, so you could take a decision for your situation, because everybody has a different financial goal, different financial outcome. I think that at the end of the day, no matter how rich you want to be, the end goal should always be freedom, for you to be able to do whatever you want to do, right? Because you can, not because you have to, right? But at the end of the day, you have to do the knowledge, right? Like, I can sit here and make all the videos all day long educating about the importance of learning the history of money, why Bitcoin is the best savings technology, why it's ultimately going to take over every form of money because it's the best money ever created, right? And the financial journey being a spiritual journey really makes you sit down with yourself and really makes you be more responsible as an adult. And you say, hey, if I don't have it, I'm not going to spend it. It makes you get better at saying no to going out, to spending money, to being irresponsible. You get better at saying no. You really double down and at least I've thought about it this way, where God, the universe, whatever you may believe in, I believe in God, that if you're a good steward with what you currently have, if you're grateful with what you currently have, and you can take care of that properly, God will multiply it. He will double it. He will triple it for you, because he sees that, oh, she or he, they can take care of what they have. I can give them more because of them being so responsible, right? So I just want to keep it around taking accountability and taking responsibility for your financial decisions and taking your financial education personally. Like, take it a lot more serious, because when you take your finances more serious, when you study the economy a lot more in depth, it really makes you think of every single problem that we see. Majority of them, maybe 90% of them, was created because of bad money, right? Broken money is traced back to almost every single problem we see. So if you could really sit down and understand the difference between broken money and sound money, you'll be able to make decisions a lot more clearly. You'll be able to get better at saying no. You'll be able to be seen as a lot more responsible financial steward, and you'll see those blessings, that abundance start pouring into your life, because you will be able to get more discipline and more clarity for why you're even saving money in the first place, why you're investing your money in the first place, where you're saving and investing your money into, right? Because at the end of the day, you work hard for your money. So your money should not only keep its value, but it should also grow in value too, right? It's not that you want more money. More money sounds good, but you want your money to retain its purchasing power, so that every day, every year, things don't get more expensive. Gas doesn't get more expensive, right? Rent and food don't get more expensive. When you price everything to Bitcoin, life gets a little bit cheaper. So instead of me yapping about it today, the main context is take your finances, take your education a lot more serious. Really sit down, and 100 hours into Bitcoin, into you diving into the Bitcoin rabbit hole yourself, is so worth it. But at the bare minimum, go 10 hours. Take 10 hours, doesn't have to be in one day, but take 10 hours and read the books that are recommended. Go find a Michael Saylor, go find a Chris Johnson, go find somebody that Robert Breedlove, somebody that's talking about Bitcoin, and understand why they're so passionate about it and why it's their main mission to educate people about it, right? It's important. And now is one of the most important times ever, because that money printer, it just doesn't stop printing. It's not going to stop printing. When you understand that the only way out is to continue printing, you'll appreciate the solution a lot more. So take accountability and responsibility. Understand that the financial journey is a spiritual journey. You get closer to knowing who you are and what you want out of life when you're able to take control of your finances and your money, right? So that's all I had. Peace. Until the next video.